Hey, welcome back to Pickleball Hangout. My name is Andrew, and I'm here with my partner, Dan. He's my 3.5 partner. He recently got a new partner for 4.0, and we're excited to talk about that in a future episode. But for right now, we're just here to talk through our paddles, talk through what we're trying to do with this channel, and first of all, we need to get some coffee, so.
For sure.
All right. So first I wanted to talk about what I started with. I've been playing pickleball almost 3 years now, and I started with one of these cheap Amazon paddles. Doku is the brand. And I actually, Dan, I think you started with the same paddle.
When I saw what you had, I was just like, all right, let's get that. And I didn't know what else to get.
Yeah, we didn't know any better, right? So obviously there's a little bit of difference between what we have right now versus what we started with, but it's always good to see where you've come from. After that, I upgraded to a Gearbox GX6, and I was actually playing with this up until
a few months ago, really.
A few months ago, yeah. Close to the first of the year, I guess. And we're filming this in 2024, so around February 2024. And my daughter actually plays with it sometimes at the courts. But it's a little bit light for my liking. I even added a couple lead strips here on the side. That was the most recent thing I did to it. It comes in at 7.8 ounces. I think this paddle, the original paddle, comes in at about 7.8 to 8.0 ounces. So, really, that's my history of paddles. Then I got this Ronbus R3.16, and it's the original. It's raw carbon fiber. It's my first, I guess, raw carbon fiber paddle, and I love it. It's super soft. It's great for hands battles, and I've actually weighted up a little bit with lead. So I'll talk about that in a minute. But Dan, walk me through your history of paddles.
Yeah, so
start with that
I started with the same thing, obviously, and then this is actually the first good paddle I got. It's the Gearbox GBX. It comes stock at 8.5 ounces, but I also added quite a bit of lead tape. I ended up switching to a Legacy Pro because I just liked it. It had a lot more power, and I could hit my drives with less power but more control because I didn't have to swing as hard, really. It just had more pop. But the issue I had with those is they delaminated. I had two, and they both delaminated on me. Yeah, core crush. So I switched back to this, added a little bit more lead tape to add to help with power because I like the power. So that's what I'm running now. But yeah.
You like power, huh?
I love power.
All right, let's take a look. We're going to turn on this scale. I'm going to tear it. You said this comes at 8.5 stock?
Stock, yeah.
All right, let's...
Is that a battery?
This thing decided to quit working? Oh, there it goes. All right. You like power, huh? The GBX comes at 8.5. I've got it here at 9.74.
Yeah, so that sounds about right. It's a brick.
It's a brick. I've played with it, and I like it. I didn't realize it was that heavy. I thought mine was heavy, and mine came in originally, and I'll roll some photos in of mine. I actually weighed it with nothing on it. It came in at 7.8, and then I added some weight, added the edge tape, and I'm at 9.1 ounces. So some people would say, that's a little heavy for hands battles. Well, I'll be honest, I'm not good enough for hands battles yet. Hands battles are not my issue. Resets are my issue. And this paddle has been really good to me. In fact, Dan.
Yeah. I switched to that. I felt like my drops and dinks were better with this paddle. I just tried it a little bit in rec play this past week. And then in the tournament when I was playing 4.0, I ended up playing with it just because I felt that my drops and resets and dinks were just better with it. A little bit less power, so like my drives and serves didn't have quite as much power, but it just had just a lot better touch overall.
So you played in a 4.0 tournament?
4.0 to 4.5 to 5.0, they kind of merged everything, so that was fun.
If you haven't checked out our duper links, at the time of this recording, I'm a 3.6, and I think you're probably a 3.6.
I was a 3.6, yeah.
We'll see what it's probably updated. It's going to be updated after this tournament, so Dan will be probably over 4.0 based on his opponents. But it was a super cool opportunity for him to play up with another friend of ours that we play with. Shout out to Andy. And I'm just happy that my paddle had a contribution to what ended up being, fourth place, I think?
Fourth place, yeah.
Fourth place in a 4.0 to 4.5 bracket.
We were the third lowest ranked team, I think.
By Duper rating?
By Duper rating, yeah. So
so playing people who theoretically should be better, and they still came out and won their first 2 matches, I think.
Yep.
Then won one down in the losers bracket, and then got knocked out just before the bronze medal. So honestly, it was a great run. We'll have those videos posted on YouTube here at some point as well. That's going to be the February Pickles and Play tournament. We did play together with these paddles in January. Those videos are already up, and so I love my paddle. I've weighed it down quite a bit with about 3 inches of 2 gram tape on each side here at 3 and 9, and then 1.25 inches right here on the edge, and then about 2 inches in the neck. Mostly for balance and to add some power. So I added the tape, lead tape at the bottom because it felt super head heavy, so I wanted something to balance it out. And then because I think balance is probably more important to swing than actual weight. I could be wrong about that, but physics.
I started by putting mine down near the grip, just for a little bit of added control. I felt that having that weight near the handle helped me with my drops and resets. But then I was like, maybe I could get a little more power if I put some up near the sweet spot. So I put a piece up here on each side and of 3 gram lead tape. These are 3 gram strips. And I liked how that felt, but it was still, after switching back from the Legacies, I felt that loss of power, so I added another piece up here on the sides of 3 gram strips. So it's a 3 gram strip here on this side. Actually, it's a 1 gram strip here. I forgot, I switched it. I had the 1 gram down here, but I ended up switching it. So 3 gram here, 1 gram here, and then 3 gram down on the neck. So yeah, it's quite a bit of weight, but I like how it feels. So I like a good bit of weight in my paddle.
That's awesome. What's your favorite ball? If we got right
probably the Selkirk.
Selkirk,
S1
S1 Pro.
They're almost indestructible. I've had 2 of them break on me after playing with them for over a month of hard hits, and shout out to Matthew. He's got the talent of breaking lots of pickleballs. So he managed to break my first one finally, and then I think Andy broke the other one, which checks out.
That makes sense.
But yeah,
the Pro S1 has been a really good ball to us. Playing in the cold. North Carolina doesn't get terribly cold. It just gets chilly for longer periods of time. So when you want to play in the 30s, maybe 40s, and you don't.
17. How about that?
17.
That's the coldest I played with it, and we didn't have anything break. It was actually impressive.
I know. Shout out to Pickleball Studio. I know Chris. I think he lives in Minnesota. I think he's played in really cold weather. These Pro S1s have treated us really well. I haven't experienced any of them going out of round.
No.
We had some issues with. I wrote on one of my X40s wobble because it had a noticeable wobble, but I wanted to keep it so that my daughter could hit it every once in a while. And so anyway, that's a What else do we have in the bag here? Oh, what's our favorite? How do we treat our paddles? I went online and people talk about the what are those things called? Erasers?
Carbon erasers?
Yeah, the carbon erasers. And so I happened to see somewhere where somebody mentioned that it's literally just a belt sander eraser or conditioner or whatever this thing is actually called. So I bought a big block of this for $7 or $8 on Amazon. I'll probably put a link below just because it's a cheaper way to get a carbon eraser. These companies are charging boatloads of money for probably $15 for 3 of these. And literally I just cut this off of here and I have room for 1, 2, 3, probably about 8 more of these for $8. So anyway, these have worked really well. They seem to take a lot of the...
Yeah, you can feel a difference after racing it. Like there's more grip.
Yeah. And obviously, like, I'm rated at 3.5. How much does it actually impact my play? I understand that most of, my issues are with decision making. And some of it's not being able to make the shots, but most of it's just making the wrong shot. So, anyways, what kind of grip do you have on there?
This is just Gamma. I'm not sure, like, I think it's probably the same stuff you got in there. I didn't bring mine with me. Gamma Supreme. That's what that is. So I just got black because it's what matches, I guess.
Yeah, black and red. That's super classic. I got the blue edge tape. I think I have the edge tape manufacturer in here as well. This is the AMA Sport.
I got the same. It's the same stuff.
Yep, same stuff. You got it in red. I got it in blue to match the Ronbus logo. And honestly, I love the pop of orange.
Yeah,
on the grip. So, all right. Well, I think that'll do it for the overview of the paddles. It's starting to get dark here, in case you didn't notice.
Getting dark quick.
Thanks for hanging out, and we'll catch you on the next one.